What's up, everybody? Welcome into the show. All right, so I bought the Greengage Plum tree earlier. While I'm eating Twizzler pulling pills again. That's how you know I'm letting loose. I'm eating on mic. I never do that. I used to be self conscious about it, but now I couldn't care less. It's like ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Why be self conscious about it? But anyways, about the Greengage peaches earlier, I've heard them referred to as the best fruit in the world, the most ambrosial of all fruits. And I've heard it referred to my favorite way I've heard it described is the holy grail of stone fruits. By the way, stone fruits represent commitment, friendship, and solidarity. But a stone fruit just means it's like just a fruit like a peach, a nectarine, plum with a big pit. Um, we'll look at the other characteristics as well. Nah, actually, we won't. Because like let's just stay on task and stick to this what this video is about. So this video is an interesting facts, mind blowing facts, if you will, about the Greengage plum tree. And I was reading the Wikipedia, and I know it's an interesting line at the very end. Greengages were cultivated in the American colonies, being grown on plantations of the American presidents George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, two of my favorite presidents. Let's get out of the way early. Yeah, I know they were slave owners. There's nothing I knew about that. It happened. We've made it right now, and you can't change the past. And I try to look at the other things they did in life. I don't let that define them as human beings because they were presidents. They did other things as well. And there'll be no America as we know without those. They were, I think, two of the most influential presidents. Jefferson and Jefferson and Washington didn't get bigger than that. But I'm especially a fan of Jefferson because he was more on the libertarian side, classical liberal as you call it, I guess these days. But yeah. Anyway, George Washington, I like him because I've heard him referred to as the finest military mind, finest general in the history of humanity. Shit, not even just America, ever. The greatest general ever. I can see that. He beat the British. Come on, man, it's a legit empire. And these guys on their little colony or whatever, they beat those guys. And I like a nice upset. And I would say the American Revolution was an upset. Anyways, you run that simulation, American Revolution, the colonists probably lose like 7 times out of 10, probably. Anyways, were Greengage plums growing in the American colonies? Yes, Greengage plums were grown in the American colonies. Greengage plums were brought to England from France by Sir William Gage. That's who they're named after. I've heard that name. Let's see what he did. I said I didn't want to get off track, but it's really not. It's related. So he was an early patron of cricket. That's really interesting. Okay, kind of basically just a rich guy. Huh. In the 18th century, according to Orange Pippin. Okay, I almost bought from Orange Pippin trees, but it was $40 just like at Home Depot, but the shipping was $40 as well. I didn't pay no $81 no tree when Home Depot gave me free shipping. And Cummins Nursery. From there, they made their way to the American colonies in the 1700s, where they were cultivated in home gardens and on estates. Notably, and grown on the plantations of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson, in particular, intensively, and that's right. I made a video about him called Thomas Jefferson's Healthful Habits. He documented all of his growing results, like every step of it, and the cultivation as well. Oh, Thomas Jefferson in particular intensively documented Greengage plum and had 21 of these trees. 21 trees. I got to get my hands on those documents. He talks about his gardens. I want to know how he felt, about the taste. However, their popularity in North America has declined significantly since the 18th century. Like to do with the fact that Greengages are delicate, difficult to grow commercially, and do not ship well. Despite this, they are still cherished by those who appreciate their exquisite flavor and are sometimes rediscovered in modern times. I've discovered them. I can't say rediscovered because I didn't even know they existed until a few hours ago. But that's just something really cool to me. It's just rare you see anything like that. A green plum. Like I always figured that a green plum would just mean unripe, but there are unripe green plums that are out there. Persian plums. Um, I can't remember the exact name. I don't know. Let me see. It's like a little plum. They pick them unripe, so they're sour. Yeah, Persian sour plum, Tabriz, the goji sabs or whatever. It's a Farsi word. I can't say it. But the Persian little plum, little green plums. They pick them unripe. When they ripen, they turn yellow. But they pick them green and they put them in like soups and stews and stuff. But yeah, that's it, guys. This is what my plums look like. Yeah, I can't highlight. Oh, how about dwarf? All right. It's hard to find a picture of just a tree. Jesus. I guess that's it. So mine's not gonna look like that, but it's a bare root. It has to actually grow. So one day it'll look like that. But one day we'll get these big, beautiful green plums. That's it, guys. There's some fun facts for you. Greengage plums, the holy grail of stone fruits, were grown in the American colonies by two former presidents. See ya.